Hey everybody, welcome to Paula's Psyche. I hope you are doing well. This is going to be a reading for the collective here. And yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We had Jupiter moving to Gemini, and that's going to be some really great energy. Things that you're trying to work toward are going to be really great. If you're trying to release things, it's going to be a really good time for that, but you have to remember to do the work for it. That's the thing about Jupiter and Gemini. So yeah, we're fixing to get into June. It's already here. May's almost over. So I started with a few cards here, and I feel like I got a nice thunderstorm going on. I don't know if you can hear the thunder or not, but it's really great. You're going to be in this energy with emerging into grace here. I feel like there's a gentleness here with this, but it's just so much more than just that. I opened my soul to grace here, and if you look at this card, she's laying next to this water here with fish, and I think that it's like washing. I just get this image of the water like washing over you. Of, maybe there's been a lot of pain and a lot of hardships that have happened, a lot of tests, and you've come this long way here. And it's about learning to just release those things that maybe made your heart feel like shut off. Maybe you felt like, you couldn't love again, or maybe right now you're in this process of healing from being hurt. And now is that time to just maybe be also easy with yourself, maybe tapping into being more spiritual, more thankful at this time. It's just such a beautiful energy to be in when you can maybe just, maybe you should be writing some, like in the mornings. What are you thankful for? What are your goals right now? We've got, we just got out of that full moon energy. It's a perfect time for this. Again, that Jupiter moving into Gemini, it's a perfect time to really take a look at your long-term goals. And not only just that, but what aligns with you, and really taking a look at that. What is it that you could wake up tomorrow and still do, even if you're feeling like crap? What is that? And maybe, it's time to take rest and reflection. That's what this really looks like. A lot of just, here she is just being easy on herself, not in a hurry. Again, maybe you're doing some major healing at this time. I've got two other energies here. I've got this mending bridges. I heal rifts. I am a mender. Maybe you're mending things with people at this time. Maybe you're forgiving people, and that's not always that you're allowing them back, but that you're releasing maybe, that pain, that disappointment. And, maybe you're being open to, if people are coming around and they're apologizing, maybe there's some apologies you have to make yourself, and being the bigger person is so important. Like there's this energy seems to be seeing from a higher perspective here. It's moving past those lower, those lower energies of dwelling in that pain. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to feel the pain. It's important for us to feel it and move through it. But also recognizing, trying to get into a higher perspective, a higher vibration. And, that requires, again, seeing from a higher perspective here. Because, we do have this dwelling in truth here. you know, that's seeing the truth. It's always like that eagle, you know, he sees from the higher perspective, you know, he sees from high up. I was like I'm trying to work with my kid, you know, and she'll get upset, you know, and she's easily triggered at times, and I tell her, you know, to try to see from a higher perspective here, practice her breathing, try to, you know, ground yourself. And it's really been a project to try to work with her. But, you know, I'm also maybe going to try to do like Tai Chi, you know, maybe some little yoga, some stretches. You know, I've been thinking about trying to do some more things like that, not only for her, but for me as well. You know, help, you know, there's anything that you can do to help ground yourself in those times is just so important. And, you know, it's like society just, society just moves past the importance of these things. It's not of us taking care of our bodies, our minds. And we're moving out of that, which is a beautiful thing to see so many people really tapping into, you know, eating better and you know, doing the herbal remedies. And it is just, it's like, you know, we dealt with, you know, being stuck, you know, having, you know, being stuck inside. And, you know, I don't want to get like flagged or something like that for saying certain words, but, you know, we have had great losses. But at the same time, it's pushing our society. And I mean, yeah, I know there's some bad stuff going on, but when you know, you try to look at what's going on with people, like focusing more on growing their own food and, again, taking better care of their bodies. It's like I was telling my partner, I said, you know, sugar is going to be something that, processed sugar, you know, this bleached sugar and all this kind of stuff, in a few years it'll be something that we don't do anymore, that as a whole, because it's not good for us. There's going to be some major things going on with this. And a lot of people are doing keto right now. A lot of people are, you know, eating better. It's not everybody, but that's, like I said, it just seems to be a really excellent trend. I mean, as far as trends go, I mean, you can't get any better to me than trying to eat better and take care of yourself. I mean, I mean, this is our vessels, right? And if we're sick, or, you know, if we're dealing with cancer or something along those lines, you know, it can limit us. You know, it can limit our perception. So, and our path, right? You know, I mean, I think, you know, I mean, not necessarily that sometimes it can't be avoided, but to try and do the best we can. Because I know that's one of the fears that I have is, you know, my children's health and my health. Because that, you know, that can really interfere with, you know, and of course, you know, and other family members, that can interfere with just and being able to make good memories and being able to enjoy the time that you have with someone. I really just think it's very important that we focus on healing at this time. I think that's what the universe is asking us to do. I stand in the light of truth. What is your truth? Really zoning in on that. What does it mean? What does this mean to you when I say I open my soul to grace? What does that mean to you? It's not only my interpretation, it's yours as well. I have sharing of yourself. I am an incredibly generous being. What can you do to help maybe share of yourself here? Is there some kind of expression that you're trying to tap into here? Where, you know, what can you give to the world here? Your community, the people you love. You know, are you in search of a community? Have you, are you able to step into this energy of sharing yourself again? In a relationship, do you feel like you can do that? And we have this communicating freely here. I communicate from the depths of my being. Are you allowing fear to keep you from being able to speak your truths? We also have, again, with that mending bridges, having, if there is some things that you need to mend with others, maybe it's something that maybe you forgot about, or you just have been avoiding for whatever reason. It's asking you to have the courage here big energy to ground yourself. Find ways to ground. And if you want to be able to communicate with the best truth possible, maybe there's some things that you have to kind of look at within yourself here. And that's not, with this grace card, that's not saying that you have to, there's nothing wrong with taking a look at your flaws. If you're ever at a job interview, they're like, hey, what are your weaknesses? There's nothing wrong with knowing what that is. Yeah, here we go here with planting seeds. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. Here we go. We're planting these new seeds. This full moon, this new energy that we're in, going into June here. It's grace again showing up. It's very spiritual. It's very grounding. And it's very it's not only forgiving of others, it's forgiving of yourself. It's being easy on yourself. If you're feeling like you're not in the right place, or, or you're not, you're not in the right direction, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with not knowing what direction, or like if you got out of a relationship and you're like, man, I thought this person was the one, and it turned out to, not work out. It's being optimistic of, well, and taking a look at maybe that person was, maybe there was some things that person did that didn't align with you. And taking a look at that. Maybe there's something you need to work on within yourself. And, and we all have healing we have to do. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's got it all figured out. I mean, I'm telling you, like, that's the issue, is we're exposed to this social media and everything looks so perfect. And the guy, the husbands look so, oh wow, he's just so perfect. But it's not all perfect. It's not. Every day is a struggle for everybody. In some way. Everybody gets tested. It's sad when people think that others have it better, and they get this they plant seeds of jealousy, and just, it's just bad. Like, that if you've ever been in that position where you feel like that those are the seeds that you're planting, take a look at that. It's like, if you've ever watched a movie about these rock stars, they don't have a good, like, most of them have it tough. They don't have it easy. It's nothing like, oh yeah, they got it going on. Most of them, were tested severely. So, it's like nothing comes without a certain price. It's like nobody's got it super easy. Like, even the movie stars, right? They can't go out in public. They have to worry about, journalists and photographers being in the business all the time. So, You know, nobody's got it perfect. Nobody's got it easy. You know, even if you say that the person that's, you know, maybe somebody's not doing something with their life, and you're like, well, maybe they're struggling with something, and they're having difficulties getting over that hump. And are you willing to help them with that issue? Are you willing to talk to that person? Or is it just some ex that has to work out their own stuff, right? Or it's a friend that, you know, maybe you tried to help. Sometimes people have to work through their own things. And, you know, just maybe praying about that. You know, Jesus is always talking about praying for everybody, praying for, you know, we constantly want to, they're trying to program us to hate people because they're different, and it's just so sad, because that's not what Jesus was about at all. And, or any spiritual leader, they were never about hate. They were always about love. And it separates us, and that's not, you know, we're all so beautiful in our own way. So again, you know, be gentle with yourself. This is just a little collective message that I have. I just felt like, you know, it's been a while since I've done a reading. Things for me have not, you know, it's amazing how things will happen for me where I will get thrown off. You know, I get thrown off, and then it's hard to get back on it. I get busy with, you know, my baby. She's had issues with her sleeping schedule, and then trying to get back on the sleeping schedule. And so, you know, it's like I prioritize, you know, I try to prioritize my baby and us, you know, making sure that everybody's eating well and, you know, getting enough rest. And I find that it's difficult for me to make time for doing my readings at time. You know, it's like sometimes this happens, so it's been a few months now. And, you know, I just have to be forgiving of that and be like, you know, it happens. And any time that you feel like you've gotten thrown off, you know, if you've had an illness, or, you know, if you find yourself falling down something, or you're having to just prioritize just your health, it's, again, being forgiving, being easy on yourself. As a Capricorn, it's difficult for me to do because I really prioritize, you know, working, and, you know, it's difficult, and maintaining things. Like, I mean, it takes a lot of discipline too. It's one of the things I'm working on myself, pushing myself. You know, I feel like that's gonna hopefully be happening again. We'll see. Trying to figure out what direction I'm going in myself, and trying to be easy on myself in the meantime. And I hope that you can do the same for you. Be gentle with yourself. Be careful about the seeds that you're planting. Hopefully you guys are, you know, planting some vegetable seeds, and things are really growing right now in the garden here. We just had some Swiss chard. It was awesome. We got some corn coming up, and gosh, I'm really hoping to get some beets growing this year. I had ordered some, what is the beds, raised beds. Is that what they are? Anyway, and so I had ordered like a whole bunch. It was cheap though. It was pretty cheap. And I guess we never got them. I don't know if it's just, they just coming from China and they're just not making it, or if it was a scam, so we're going to try to get the money back. But it wasn't like a ton anyway. But I was super excited about having these raised beds, because then, you know, it's a lot easier to be able to grow things like the beets when you can kind of control. And we also get, like, we have animals and stuff like that too, so it's easier for me to grow something like carrots. We do have potatoes too. I've got to work on you know, putting the dirt more up there so that way they've got more space, and every little bit that you can do. That's, you know, that's another thing. It's like the movement, staying moving. I know that things can be so dark at times right now, and it's trying to come back to yourself. It's remembering to come back to you, especially if you're an intuitive person and you're a caring person. It's allowed, and you know, there's nothing wrong with having a good cry either. That's what I tell my daughter all the time when we're watching a movie and she cries. She's very sensitive, and I tell her, like, that's how you know it was a good movie, because it made you cry. You know, it made you feel, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like I said, I'm working with her, helping her to recognize, like, as you know, she gets these anger bursts, and trying to help her learn to, you know, that's one of the best things that you can do as being a parent, is just help your kid to regulate. I'd like to get her involved in something a little, you know, maybe some sports or something along those lines. She's really good. Her papa has really worked with her with being, you know, physically active. She's got a really good swing. She can really play tennis and baseball. I just haven't got her on like a team. I've wanted to, but it hasn't worked out, you know, that. Like I said, I don't want to get flagged for saying that, you know, the sickness there. It threw a lot of stuff off. And, you know, it's been difficult for her too. She's got like ADHD and stuff, and she has to learn, because like the kids will mess with her and stuff like that at school, and you have to learn to ignore those things. I tell her, I say, you know, you're always going to have that in every class. You're going to have someone who's going to try to 22 on the clock, who's going to try to mess with you, because that's what they want to do. I mean, it don't matter what grade you're in. I mean, I'm 35, and I'm still going to deal with people that just want to, you know, just to see if they don't really have much going other than try to get on your nerves. And, you know, sometimes that's just how it is. They just weren't really raised to understand. You know, environment. I mean, and that's not really a bad thing. It's just taking a look at that as an individual, taking the time. You know, why am I in this victim mode? You know, because that's, you know, why is it, you know, why am I in this victim mode? Taking a look at it. It's not easy to do. I feel like this is going to be some processing going on. Maybe a lot of you are getting like new jobs, and, you know, summer jobs. Maybe some of you are transitioning. Maybe a lot of you are going on vacation, and, you know, with family here, and working through some things. Maybe going on vacation with some friends. Because I do see mending here and sharing of yourself here. You know, taking a time out. Maybe you're chilling on the beach here. Taking it easy, just kind of, you know, because that's kind of what I see here. Someone just resting, she's taking it easy on herself. It's a beautiful energy. Maybe there's a relation, you know, maybe if you've got a partner, you know, you guys getting to spend some quality time together. There's so many different situations here. We each have our own story. It's beautiful in its own way. Don't think that it's not. Don't think that. Let's see, I'm going to pull you an animal card real quick before I should go here. I'm going to Dragonfly, magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. Major releasing energy here. I love dragonflies. They say they're messengers from the spirit realm. Fairies. It makes me always think of fairies. And I remember when I was a kid and they would come and sit on my fingers and stuff. I'd be walking through the field and to my grandma's, and they'd come and sit on me. There'd be a bunch of them out there. Just a beautiful creature. Magic. It's a major transformative energy here. Letting go of the past. And like I said, once again here, I am brilliant. I am blessed. You know, focusing on your blessings here. Seeing just how amazing you are. Allowing yourself to do so. Elephant, greatness. Love is your strength. Leadership is your path. Your wisdom inspires everyone you meet. You can overcome any problem. You will naturally and easily achieve success. It makes me think of, oh, what's his face? Every time. Ganesh. The remover of obstacles here. You're meant for greatness. And you're an inspiration. Step into your leadership role here. You really are a leader. And any, you know, there's nothing stopping you from your success but yourself. So, you know, again, taking a look at that. We also have horse, freedom. Your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. That freedom. Oh, you know, you're not, again, you're not stuck, you're not restricted here. You need to, if you're feeling that way, again, it's tapping into that greatness of self here. You can overcome any problem. You have all the strength that you need here. And there's talking about a greater purpose. Meant to share yourself. Share yourself with others. Be a leader. I love this. It's so beautiful. I know sometimes you can just, you know, it might be difficult for you to really see that. And that's one of the reasons why I pulled this deck here. It can be difficult. These are such a great deck. I just love these cards. You have all that you need. If you're feeling like you can't achieve it, tap into that. Ground yourself. Get moving. Find those affirmations there. Don't let the past define you. And you can overcome whatever obstacles come in your way if you just believe and you take a look at that. All right. That is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed these messages. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to end it. It is. I always want to keep talking. I could talk and talk and talk. You know, I want to like pull more here and pull more and keep going. But I think I'm going to try to work on maybe some of the signs and get some of those out. maybe doing all signs, possibly. We'll see. It takes some time to do it. Yeah, I've got my ocean deck here, and it's like, that was one of the ones I was going to use with it, with my reading today. But I think maybe we're pretty good with where we're at here. Just keep moving forward here. Keep working on that releasing energy here. I feel like there's a journey that you're on. A journey to self-discovery. All right. Hope you enjoyed this. I will talk to you later. Namaste.